again, I've really been emphasizing the hip area, the quad area, and putting value in every move that we do. So even from the beginning, right, how we do the beginning and what the lessons are and what you're trying to do. So with this gathering motion, right, that basically everybody does, right? This gathering motion, you're collecting energy, you're training yourself to collect energy from way above, all around you, flowing the chi down through the body. And in the health sense, we want to flush the entire body. So the meridians, the bones, the organs, want to remove blockages, remove stale chi, and open the crown, open the top of the head. We want to store a little bit of the chi in the lower dantian. Right? We want to keep the bottom of the feet relaxed. We want to keep the surface of the palms relaxed. And want that chi to be able to flow in and out. So when we pull the chi up, right, we want it to easily flow unrestricted from the bottom of the feet up through the body. When we pour the chi down, we want it to flow unrestricted through the top of the head. Right? Same with the palms of the hands. Right? We want to either flow chi out, right, and so unrestricted, or we want to gather chi. So in some healing practices, sometimes we just leave the palm open and imagine chi flowing down. Sometimes there's teachers out there and they'll say, every week at a certain time, or every month at a certain time, I'm going to sit down and meditate, and I'm going to send chi out to the world and to all my followers and whoever's listening, and the followers just sit there and the palms open and receiving. Yeah? And it's interesting because you see this type of receiving, right, in other practices. It's just the same thing. We can listen, right? You can listen for chi. You can, when we pass the arms in the warm-ups and in the set, right? You listen and see if you can feel different sensations in the arm wherever you're passing, right? See if you can feel different sensation in the palm. So you can use your palm as a scanner, right? So you can scan your own hand. You practice scanning your own hand, your own body, right? Listen and see if you can feel those different sensations. You feel something poking and stabbing your palm. That's basically like dirty chi coming out, right? Especially when you get a bruise, you get hurt, try and scan that. That's a good time to practice to see, can you feel the difference where that bruise is, where that cut is, or whatever happened. A lot of times you feel that sharp needle poking. So you can just flush it out, right? It's like it's like flushing a river, right? Where stale water pools in certain areas, so you just flow clean water down and you flush out all those areas, and then you want to feed clean chi back into that area, right? So you can imagine just flowing all that dirty chi, the bruise, the hurt, the injury, you can imagine just flowing out of the fingertips, out of the palms, send it into the earth, send it like 6 feet into the earth, let the earth regenerate, let the earth clean out the chi. It's like what the plants do, right? That's nature, it recycles everything. So we have clean air and clean nutrients and such. Okay. Sorry, I got to keep taking pictures as people sign in so I can send this to Susie. That's our attendance. Okay. So just the beginning, right? Flowing the chi through the body. The Qigong practices, you do a Taichi form for a long time, you want to do them, even if the form is short, you do it repetitively so that you make sure you're flowing the chi through the whole body, all the meridians, all the flows, the central flow, the sun and moon channels. You're flowing completely through the bones, through the nerves, through the blood vessels, through all the systems, the lymphatic system and such. Yeah? Okay, so that's the main thing we're constantly doing. And certain movements, right, add different things, joints, and we're practicing moving and surging and feeling. As your hands pass different parts of your body, right? Different levels, you might feel sensations. So even just moving your hands like this, you listen to your body, how your body reacts, and sometimes you might feel a movement back and forth, side to side, a swirl, just different sensations from there. Okay? And then the first lesson, as I was saying, right, as we do this, first lesson is breathing is important. So we have to take that nice breath of air in and then let it go. So the first big lesson is you have to let it go. So if you don't let it go and you're trying to flush all that rubbish and stress, anxiety out, right? You're hanging on to something. So whether it's physical, mental, emotional, energetic, right? So that first lesson is, and then right? And then we can gather, and then we can accept, and then we can learn, and then we can cultivate from there. So build that in right in the beginning. When you're standing and we put the feet together, and we do it, we want the ankles to gently touch and stimulate the kidney points. Right? So from the beginning, there's that lesson where the kidneys are so important, right? We need healthy kidneys, we need relaxed kidneys. So from the beginning, we're trying to stimulate the kidneys, relax them, clean them out constantly, have them drop. We don't want them tight. We want them relaxed, right? So that rubbing in the back, right? That gentle pounding, and just that rubbing always feels good, right in that area. That's the kidney area. Even in boxing, right, from years ago, they outlawed what they call the rabbit punch, right, to the kidneys, because you damage the kidney organs, starts bleeding, the person's going to end up in the hospital, and worse, right? So even within fighting, they understand that. And then the liver too, right? The liver is important. The kidney and liver process and flush our fluids. So you watch, you go on YouTube and you look at MMA, fighting, kickboxing, and all of this, and you research liver kicks, liver punches, and you see these big, strong guys just immediately when they get hit right over here, solid impact, and they just drop. So protecting our organs and making them healthy and building them up and flushing them out are very important for our health and our well-being. So as we do, we're also trying to learn to relax. Right? So soon, relaxing is a really big thing. And once you start to understand relaxing, you can let go of the definitions of all of these things as you understand what it's trying to teach you. So learn the definitions, what it's trying to teach you, feel for them, and as your understanding grows and you can let go of the definitions and feel what you're doing. Listen to your body, feel what you're doing. Okay? All right, so when we breathe, use that yawn, right? So breathing in is like yawning, like, and that way the throat will open, the diaphragm, right, will either press or expand, or the diaphragm will press down to help push the air out, and the abdominals will just expand and allow you to breathe nicely. The air will flow and rush down, and the air will flow and rush out of your mouth. So inhaling is like that yawn, kind of the ha, the more of a H-U-H sound, and exhaling the H-A sound, ha. Right, so ha, and just let it go. Finish the breath. Finish the move. Okay? And then the other thing I'm starting to bring it in as we transition between stepping, movements, inhaling, exhaling. That transition point, you can feel that you have to let go. So you can feel the joints having to let go and relax, and then you exhale. And then let go and relax, and then you inhale. So listen to that. Pay attention where you have to let go. You have to let go of that tension in your joints to transition. And that goes back to relaxing and letting go, right? And breathing. So it's all there right in the beginning. Okay? Alright, sitting nice and straight, extending the legs out. Just start by relaxing the legs, letting them fall, and then gently extending the legs, relaxing the ankles, straightening the spine, but relaxing, dropping the arms, dropping the shoulders. The chin tilts down as the top of the head is being pulled and suspended from above. The fingertips open a little bit. And then we start by taking a nice breath of air. Oh, before I do that, let me check the chat. I see people leaving messages. Oh, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Yes, you can. Definitely. That's called a cleansing breath. Yeah, that's called a cleansing breath when you inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Right? So the nose hairs, right, act as filters. So that's called a cleansing breath. Oh, last names. I think we should be okay. Yeah, if you can put the last names on, yeah, that would be nice. But I think we'll be okay. Okay. Right, so using the yawn. Oops, sorry. Oh, sometimes being one man show. Yeah, sorry. All right. So nice. And and we begin. Right? Breathing in, taking way up in the sky. You can think of the stars being way up in space. And drop your shoulders, drop your elbows. Use the fingertips to help direct the chi down. And then use the palms to gently guide the chi into the ground. It's like moving a soap bubble. Nice deep breath. Using the yawn. And And as you come down, you decide when you're going to start rising. Right? And at that point, you can feel the whole body get full. Extend and stretch. Feel the spine open. And start to let go as you transition. Let everything go. And decide when you're going to rise. The sternum up. And that little bit, just a slight more resistance in your palms. Yeah, bring the feet in a little bit, just so they barely touch the earth. And then start pulling the chi up. Imagine it flowing up from the ground, through the bottom of your feet, through the bones and the muscles, up the back, the spine, over the top of the head, and then down. Letting go. Just training the E, training your intent. Oh, and last week, when you come up, I want you to press and arch back a little bit, and then come down. So if you need to add another inhale, go ahead and inhale. As you learn to relax, the coordination and the length of your breath will increase. One more time. And that little arch helps with the organs. Come up from the side, right? Let go first, then extend and look way out to the horizon, breathing in and out. Breathing in, staring way out to the horizon, and out, and in, and out, and in, and out, and one more time, in, and out, and in, and out, scooping down, breathing in, and squeeze. Imagine you squeezing the muscles out, the whole body, every muscle in your body, and slowly letting go. And then focus in your bones. You're filling up and saturating your bones and then squeezing every bone in your body out. And then focus on ligaments and tendons, the joints. Deep breath, squeezing and wrapping every joint out. And slowly bringing everything back to center. And you're so sitting nice and relaxed. Just feel your spine relaxing while it's expanding. Let your legs fall. Feel your feet reaching for the ground. And let your legs become a little bit heavy so they sink into the earth. At the bottom of the feet are relaxed. And you're flexing the ankles a little bit as the bottom of your feet gently press and surge and expand into the earth so they can root. You can feel all the joints from your hips, your knees, the ankles, every joint in your foot relax as you allow for expansion. So relax soon. And as your head is suspended from above, and you have to let the hip joints go, right? The pelvic joints, the waist area, relax the muscles, relax the spine so the body can be expanded upwards. Just drop the arms. You can feel your shoulders gently stretching from the weight of the arms. And then open and extend your palms, turning forward. Stretching the fingertips out, but relaxing the joints. Remember to use the yawn, the ha. Breathing in and out. Slowly looking straight ahead. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth. Sun in the sky, flowing its energy down through the top of your head to the sun in your chest. Warm and cool, putting out energy to your body. Relaxing all your facial muscles and thinking of smiling, that feeling of smiling from the chest, heart area. Take a nice, deep, slow breath before we begin. Let it all out. Ha. And then begin when you're ready. You're breathing in. Remember to go at your own speed, your own pace. And if you find you need to do one of these warm-up movements more than we're doing together, go ahead and do extra ones. Right? If that's what you need, to do, just drop your head. I'm trying to open and warm up the neck. Your first two movements are for the neck. But it's really the whole body. Right here, you can feel everything get full and come down. There's no need to press past the knees. Let everything go, feeling the fingertips stretch. Using the yawn to breathe in and the ha to exhale. And the eyes looking far away, out to the horizon. And feel yourself slowly letting go. And as you transition, you have to let the joints go. Feel the fingertips being pulled. And then the body settles back to the center. One more time, and then we'll move to the second warm-up. You take out your water from the refrigerator, your orange bottle. Okay, number 2, one hand up, one hand down. Extend and then fold. Top hand, height of your face, bottom hand, let it fall on the side of your knee. Breathing in and turning your head. Relaxing your arms. And exhale. And stretching the fingertips. Washing through the forearms and try to pass in front of the heart. Just to emphasize that heart energy, that heart Qigong. Breathing in. First looking at the palm. And then looking at the fingertips. right? Or one of the lines. The trick is to learn how to focus, and then finally looking beyond the palm, staring out at the horizon or out into space or at the tip of the mountain, to pull the chi up from the earth or around you, through the body and out through the eyes. Do one more time and we'll come to center. Hi, morning. Okay, come back to the heart, or throat, throat height. Right? Breathing in and out. Drop the shoulders, turn the palms, lift the sternum and down. Feel the whole body nice and full. Okay, I'm going to take one more picture right now. Whatever the last picture is, that should be our attendance. Okay, shoulders. Same thing, the head still extended. Right? Squeezing the shoulder blades, the legs still a little heavy, sinking into the earth. And focus on the shoulder blades, the inside lower corner of each shoulder blade. Focus on that's the one point you're moving. Everything else is following. Top of the head suspended, fingertips extending, legs sinking. And come forward, turn the palms. Learn to hang the arms straight down so they gently brush the body as you do this movement. Rotate the palm. And rotating the palm will help to warm up the shoulder joint itself. But the pulling and the stretching and squeezing will help to stretch all the muscles around the shoulder area. All the way down, relax, and then one side. You do one side, let the body turn, let the head turn, and don't restrict the movement. And start to learn how to control the spine, so pull the spine. And breathe, and then let it go, and then pull the spine one more time. While stretching, pull the spine. And then let it go, and then pull the spine. And let it go. And then come forward. Pull the spine. And start letting it go. And then pull the spine. And then let it go. And so, learn to control the spine. To turn the spine, and that's what will turn your body. Just relaxing the waist, relaxing the neck. One more time and we'll move to the other arm, the other shoulder. All the way down, relax the shoulder, but let the fingertips still extend and stretch. Make sure both feet are contacting the earth and sinking into the earth as you do the other arm. And breathe. Nice full breaths of air. Using the yawn, using the ha and the ha. Right? Let the head turn, let the body turn. All the way down and then forward, front to back. Remember, we're trying to slowly stretch and hold the stretch of every muscle tissue. You want to flow the chi through the whole body. Any distractions, acknowledge them, and then bring yourself back to the practice. All the way down, relax, and then two sides, squeeze. In front, turn the palms, pull the shoulder blades forward, rotate the palms, rotate the arms, squeeze, and all the way down. Take a deep breath and slowly relax. But as you relax, the fingertips are still extended, the feet are still sinking into the earth, top of the head still suspended. Okay, and then loose circles, just shaking the muscles out because that stretch is so large. I just want to relax and Let the muscles go a little. And then slow it down. And then we put it all back together. So breathing in as we come up. Just about the height of the face, not too high. And exhale. Same thing, rotating the palms. Feel the shoulders, the elbows down, the whole movement. Fingertips extended, breathing in and out. And then slowly think of your spine. And start pulling the spine. And learn to look straight ahead so that when you pull the spine, but looking straight ahead, the neck is turning. So just stare at the screen or pick a spot on the wall so that the head stays straight ahead. A slight turn, but we want the neck moving, right? We want that spine moving from the tailbone all the way up through the top of the spine, the occipital ridge. Breathe in and out. And just let your hands fall to the side. Okay, moving to the spine, hold the ball. Okay, unlock the shoulders and elbows and then separate. Turn the palms outwards. Keep the palms right in the center. Shoulders dropped. And imagine something pulling the fingertips. The feet are extending, sinking into the earth. Relax the spine and just see and feel the spine is slowly stretching, opening. And then take a deep breath and expand. And exhale slowly when you're ready. Just release the shoulder joints. Fingertips stretching, stretching, stretching. Rotate the bottom palm. Relax the wrist so the palm and the arm can line up. Feel the shoulder blades connected. Still having to use the yawn, the ha. Take a deep breath. And ha. Try to pass right in front of the heart to emphasize the heart energy. Breathing in. Finish the breath and exhale when you're ready. Slowly letting go, fingertips stretching, stretching, or being pulled outwards by something else. Breathing in. Relax the wrist. See if you can feel that stretch throughout the entire spine. One more time. And then move to our spirals. So you're going to drop your elbow and turn the palm to face you, and the bottom hand washing the outside. And then pull the spine. Lift and fall. And as you exhale, release and let the top hand spin. And actually both palms are spinning inwards. Breathing in and coiling and releasing. And pull the spine, breathing in and coiling. Lift and fall and ha. And I think last week I talked about the bottom hand. The thumb can just rub against the belly, below the belly button. And even the hands coming up can lightly rub against each other. Look over the elbow. Breathe in. And pull the spine, breathe in. Breathe in, look over the elbow. So coiling and uncoiling, pulling the spine. Last one. Palms right above each other, aligned up with each other. Come back to the heart. Keep the palms nice and stretched, fingertips opening, joints loose. Turn and hold the ball right in the center. Just imagine that you're cradling that little sun in your chest, right? Warm and cool. And it's filling up your whole chest area, your heart. And just that energy just bleeds out through all the organs, wherever it needs to go. Breathing in, keep the palms together. Again, look over and past the elbow and release. Rotating the palms. Just turn the palms over whichever way is comfortable. Breathe in. Focus on pulling the spine to coil. And then letting it go. One more round each side. Feel the palms connected. Spinning in against each other, then releasing. Come back to the solar plex. Open and close. Breathing in and out. Lift the sternum. Breathe in. And slowly letting go. Feet still connecting. You press one leg into the earth. And feel the palms helping that other leg to lift. Right? Even though the palms are hanging straight down, you're still using and stretching the palm. Right? Just the palm, drop the shoulders. Press both feet and then let them go. And then just the hands, pull the chi up. Draw the chi straight up from the earth. Relaxing the legs and then pump the chi straight down. Relaxing the feet. See if you can feel any difference in the legs. And then let it go. And then back of the hand being pulled. So back of the hand being pulled up. And back of the hand being pushed down. Something pushing the hands down. And then bottom of the hands being pushed upwards. And bottom of the hands being pulled. Something pulling the bottom of the hands. And so take your time to always practice those visualizations, different sensations. Okay. And then adding the feet, right? So I'm going to step out, right? The back leg comes up and down, and then we come up and back. And don't worry if the hands and legs go a little bit different, right? It's that feeling, and learn to pull, use the palms. So the palm will help to pick up the leg, right? And displacement. So when the hands are pressing, right? It will help one leg to press, to sink. But because you're displacing the chi, as you're pumping down, as you release here, the other leg can come up, right? You're pumping down, so that's going to push that other leg up. At the same time, you're pumping down, and your intent with the other leg is to sink into the earth. So you can have, your palms can help two actions, one sinking, heavy, rooting, and the other released as it's rising. Okay? Press both feet into the earth, let the arms go, and then press one side. Relax the bottom of the feet and sink into the hip joint. As you sink into the hip joint, you can feel the other heel release. As the heel releases, then we begin. And relax the shoulders, just the palm, pulling the leg as high as you comfortably can, and then stepping, and then gently placing it down, sinking, rooting, while the back leg releases as high as you comfortably can, and then down, and then switching. You need to let go of the joints in between the movements during the transitions. Right there, you need to let go. You need to let go. Top of the head still suspended. Need to let go. So as high as you comfortably can, keeping the upper body as still and quiet as possible. Stillness in motion, in movement. Use the palms to pull the leg in, up and back. As you get used to feeling the palms working, then the physical movement becomes smaller and smaller as you realize it's just the surface of the palms, right? Just the muscles involved to activate the surface of the palm. And if you stiffen up the large joints too much, it gets in the way of this energetic action of feeling. And just taking your time, flowing the chi through your body, and this nice slow movement will help you to build up your body, and internally and externally. Come back to center. Turn the palms to hold the ball. One open and close. Okay, second warm up for the hip area, pelvic joint. Drop one knee and pull the spine and pull the fingertips out as you breathe in, looking straight ahead. And exhale. Knee comes back. Drop the other knee, pull the spine, pull the fingertips out, looking straight ahead while you breathe in and out. You can take a step to start opening up the hip joint a little bit more and out. You can slowly open up the hip joint with larger and larger steps, right? Just to whatever you're comfortable with. Pull the spine and release. Pull the spine. Nice deep breath. Right, if you want, the leg can go all the way out. Pull the spine. And then come back to center. Small movement. Right, so on your own, always remember on your own. Right, you can do as many movements as you want. Come back to center. One open and close just below the belly button, deep in the body. Starting with a loose fist. Okay, opposite hand, opposite leg, doesn't matter, left or right. Okay? One leg sinks and presses. Okay? The other leg rises. Heel first. Connect the hand, the leg stretch, and then push the knee down gently, and then lift. Use the fist to wind that leg back up. Tuck the elbow and rub against the rib cage. Switching. Rub against the rib cage. Stretch the heel, press the knee down gently, then wind the leg back up. Rub against the rib cage and down. Other side. Now, palms open. Feel the difference. Heel and then pump the foot. And then use the palm to wind the leg up, tuck the elbow. Rub against the rib cage. One side is liver, one side is stomach. Heel, knee, pump. Wind the hand up. And then add the spine. Learn to add the spine. Pulling the spine. Pull the spine. Wind the hand up. Keep the head suspended. Pull the spine. And down. One more time. Just flow the movements. Just take your time to learn how to control the movements. And down. Slowly letting everything go. Keep the head suspended. Hold the ball. Pick up one leg. Right? The other leg is pressing. Turn 45 and extend a little bit. Warming up the ankles. Heel and toe. Keep the shoulders and elbows down. The body nice and straight. Standing legs sinking into the earth. Fingertips extended. Still using the yawn, the ha, to breathe in and out. Switch when you're ready. And just feel how the palms holding helps to sink one leg and pick up the other leg. One more and then we'll switch. Small toe, big toe. Just the palms are helping to keep that leg suspended. And switch. Small toe, big toe. And come back to center. Slowly let everything go. And pull the heels up. Stretch the bottom of the feet. Trying to stand just on the big toe. Pulling, stretching. Stretch the feet. You feel all the muscles, all the fascia, all the tissue. You're stretching, extending. Shake them out. And if they start to cramp, just shake them out. And then pull them up again. Yeah, this movement for me, like I said, we're at the parade yesterday, but there's a lot of walking to and from the car, and walking back and forth. I was taking pictures the whole time. I didn't sit down at all. Okay, gentle pounding, gentle compression. Yeah, I could feel my legs. I'm not used to that much walking and standing anymore. I could feel my leg muscles were a little sore this morning. Okay, I'm gonna take one more picture. just in case it changed. Okay. So yeah, when we come up these movements, rub against the rib cage gently, right? And the hand spins and spirals. So your right side liver, gallbladder, your left side, stomach and spleen, right? So your left side. Okay? And then kidneys on the bottom. So the more you can relax the hip area, the back, and be aware of those organs, thinking of them relaxing, flushing, letting go, the better. Okay? And then learn to use the hand. So even if it's the fist, right? It's like the fist winding up. You can see my elbow tucking in. So the elbow tucks in, it helps with that leverage, right? So the other leg has to press and sink into the hip joint again, and then you can lift, right? And when you're using the hand, right? So if my leg is inside, right? My hand and my foot, if I kind of keep them in the same distance this way, right? It helps. So if I pick up, right, and then extending, hand extends, right, and then gently puts it down, and then lifting, and then bringing it back in, right, and then helping to let it down. So instead of just keeping my hand in one position, right, and coming out, right, and up and down, right, you use the hand, feel how it's connected with the legs. So extended, and then coming in, and then helping the hand to guiding the leg down, right? Have that connection. Yeah, have the connection. Oh, gotta take another picture. Attendance keeps changing. Whatever the last picture is, that'll be submitted to Susie. Okay. Let's see. Any questions about the warm up? Yeah. Oh, and then as we do these, right? As we do this spiral, the bottom hand. Let me get a little closer. Right? The bottom hand spins in, and just let it gently rub against just below the belly button, and to help stimulate. Right? You have that constant stimulate as you come up. Right? They don't have to touch, or they can gently touch, just gently rub each other. Again, that nice vibration, that nice stimulation. Right? So there's different levels of massage, of more energetic. You could make it more physical, right? Where you could stimulate the muscles more physically, right? You could have that if you needed that, or it could just be that light rubbing, that light friction. Okay? And then when we come up, let's see, from here, right? So when we come up, it comes up, and I pull my spine, breathing in, and then it lifts, right? It lifts, and right in the center, I want to keep this tucked in and let it turn and spin. Right? So it turns and spins right around that dot, right around my fingertip. Right? And as my body is turning, my hand stays here. Right? So my hand doesn't pull to the side. And same with the bottom. As my body's turning, it just stays lined up right with the center. But this palm is rotating inwards. And from here, you can see it's rotating in. And this hand is rotating out. So they're rotating this way. Right? So they're rotating. They're still lined up with each other from here, but they're rotating and stretching and spinning. Right? And then they come back together, right? And turn and lift, fall, and then they rotate. And so both hands are rotating like this inwards, spinning from there. Okay? And the bottom hand can feel like it's scooping if you want it a little bit more, a little fancier in a way, but it has reason for it, right? You could, I always say, it's like, imagine if I gave you that 5-gallon tub of ice cream and you just had your hands and you could scoop it out, right? Just go, scoop out 5 gallons of ice cream and bring it up to your mouth. And out, and stay right in that center, and then come down, right in that center, even while you're turning. It just stays right in that center from there. But yeah, it's rubbing right over here. It just rubs, and then it could scoop, and then come up. So it could be simple, or it could be fancy. Right? Whatever feels good for you, whatever feels comfortable for you. Okay. So feel that relaxing, the coiling, the uncoiling. Listen to the joints, feel them release, and then always be searching for that full feeling, right? And we've done this with the press long time ago, where I talked about this muscle, this pectoralis muscle right here. When you're pushing, if you flex this muscle, if you just feel here and you flex, learn to just flex this muscle. But if you try and flex this muscle while you're pushing out, until you get to where you hit a right angle, right? So it's 45 that way, 45 this way. You can use as much muscle strength as you want, and it doesn't help. Right? It doesn't help until this opens to about a right angle. And then if you activate this pectoralis muscle, right, and lift your sternum, right, then you can feel the whole body get full. Right? And that full feeling, pay attention to that, learn to recognize. Right? So as I'm coming out, right, it's relaxing, shoulder blades, I'm pushing from the shoulder blades, and right here I can feel that full feeling, and that's all I need to go. right? My wrist, my wrist is actually right in front of the knee, right? I can press a little bit more, but that's all I need. I press more, I'm overextending already, and I'm wasting energy, and it's just not necessary. You want to feel that full feeling, and then you can compress a little bit more, and then slowly come down, right? And the same thing when you rise, right? If the hands are coming down, relax. You decide when you're going to rise, when you're going to stand. It's that feeling of standing, and the whole body activates that full feeling again, right? That feeling like you're resting, you're using something, using a stick, you're using the wall, right? You're rising, and then, oh, I need this support. So I gently compress, right? And hold that compression, right? Not push. It's not pushing down. It's just holding that compression, and then I can start lowering my hands. So coming down, and when do I start rising? And right at that point where you start rising, right, all the muscles activate a little bit, that full feeling, and the hands hold that compression, and then they start flowing down. So in the chair, doesn't matter the chair or standing, listen for that full feeling. Like somebody turned on the compressor, right? And boom, the whole body inflates right there. Listen for that feeling. I have one. Okay, so we'll do our extended 41, and I'm starting to change the last part. I've always done it in sets of threes, but the so-called the correct way, so you don't get confused with other instructors. At least you know the difference. Is the last part is 6 movements, and then it repeats. So the last part, let's see, the brush knee, leisurely tying the coat, and then it actually goes into the fist under elbow, right? Where I used to just repeat 3 and 3, and to me that was the easier way to learn and teach it. But I'm starting to move to the structure that everybody else goes and the way it's formally taught in the program. Okay. And I used to say it was extended 42. I thought that's what it was, and after the last training, I said it's 41 movements. So sorry for confusing everybody. But if you want 42 movements, you just repeat one of the movements one more time. Okay, extend, take a deep breath, and expand first. And then let everything go. Right, and then find the ground. Right, find where you're nice and comfortable. Want the legs extended. Right, lightly pressing into the earth, releasing all the tension while you're expanding. And from a little heavy to just like concrete, hollow concrete columns sinking into the earth. Reach the toes down. Top of the head is being pulled while you relax, so that the spine can expand. As you pull from the top of the head, the chin tilts down and the head pulls back. So that's why they'll tuck this in, but it's really a result of being pulled from above. And use the ha to breathe. And as you do that, you get fooled into shortening your breath. Make sure your diaphragm, your abdominals are actively expanding and releasing. And then open the palms and drop the shoulders. And before you begin, make sure you have a nice relaxed breath, the throat open, you're relieving tension. You're creating that inner smile. You're flowing the energy from the sun down through the top of the head into your little sun in your chest, and that feeling of smiling. And as you open your eyes, look straight ahead, way off into the distance. Horizon, mountaintop, or just staring out into space. Take one breath before we begin. Let it all out. Breathe naturally. And then begin when you're ready. Commencement. Inhaling as you begin. Extend the fingertips. And gathering. Washing the face. Holding the ball. Rolling out. Rising from the root. Rubbing against the rib cage. Stimulating the organs. Extend. And back. And one open and close. Right side. Pull the spine. Pull the hands out. And then release. Raise the palms a little higher to single whip. And then pull the spine as one hand drops as you transition to one side. Pull the spine until you turn 45 and then release. And then from here you count 3 times. Pull the spine, release. Pull the spine and release. Yes, stretch the fingertips, stretch the palms. Pull the spine and release. One more round. Pull the spine and release. Start looking way out to the horizon or out into space. Come back to center, hold the ball, come back to the heart. And as you do an open and close, just let the body spiral back and forth. And then left side, pull the spine and pull the palms out. And as you release, raise the palms a little bit, looking at the right hand. Drop the left. Pull the spine and come off. Pull the spine and release. I want to pull the spine till your body and your waist turns 45 degrees. Remember to use the ha. When you wind up the spine, there's a little speed right, as you release. Come back to center, hold the ball. Breathe in and out. And then brushing the knee from the right side, pull the spine and pull the fingertips up, straight up. And then start pulling the fingertips forward. And release. Ha. Lift the sternum. Pull the spine and roll the palms to the center. And then release. Rise the left. Pull the spine. Hold the pipa. Play the pipa. And as you release, cradle. The palm goes under the elbow. Parry right, parry left. Breathe in. And ha. I'm going to cover. Flip the hands over. And then pull the spine. And breathe in. And exhale and squeeze the fist. Pull the right fist out and pull the spine a little. And release. Center. Rolling back. Gathering. Stretch and open the fingers. Compress. Lift the sternum. Pull the palms out. Like something pulling the palms and then release. Bring everything back to the heart. Smiling from the heart. Feeding from the sun. And then the left side, brush the knee. So pull the spine to the left, pull the fingertips up, and then pull the fingertips forward, breathing in, and then ha, lift the sternum. Pull the spine and roll the palms to center. Ha. Pull the spine. Pull pipa. Ha. Palm under the elbow. Parry left. Lift and fall and parry right. Pull the spine and cover. Pull the spine and breathe in. starting to make a loose fist. As you exhale, squeeze the fist and then pull the spine so the body turns a little and then release. Rolling back. Right, let the body rotate back and forth. Collect, compress, lift, release. So we're going to repeat the left side. Right? Brushing the knee, followed by leisurely tying the coat, and then fist under elbow. Lift the sternum, pull the spine to the right. As you release the spine, the right hand circles up, and then pull the spine to the left, and then release. And then pull the spine, and release. And then pull the spine and pull the fingertips straight out, and release and drag the fingers. And the body has a nice spiral. Sternum up, release, open and close. Fist under elbows, right side. Pull the spine and pull the hands out. And as you release, drop the right hand. And then twist. And as you release, the bottom hand grabs the fist, the elbow drops, and the fist goes up and down. And then pull the spine to the right until the fist and elbow line up. Breathing in. And as you release, exhale and squeeze the fist out towards the belly button. And then release the fist. Rolling up, repulse monkey. And then pull the spine to the right. Breathing in and release. Brushing the left knee. Lift the sternum. Keep on turning. Pull the spine to the left. Breathing in. Release. Brush the right knee. Keep on turning. Fingertip, heel of the palm, lift the sternum. Leisurely tying the coat. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Release. Pull the spine. Release. And then pull the spine. Extend the fingertips. And release. Swivel the palms to the front. One open and close. Okay, and then right side. Brush the knee first. Pull. So return to brush the knee, followed by leisurely tying the coat, and then fist under elbow. Lift. I'm sorry. Leisurely tying the coat. Down, pull the spine, come to the belly button, release. And then pull the spine and pull the palms up. Tuck the elbows. And then pull the spine and release. Big wind up. Feel like the fingertips are being dragged. Lift the sternum. Open and close. Fist under elbow on the left side. So pull and open. Dropping the left hand. Pull the spine, spiral. Release. And then pull the spine so fist and elbow line up right in the center. Breathing in and out. Squeeze the palm. Pull the spine and open and release. And pull the spine and release. Lift the sternum. Pull the spine. Breathe in and out. Keep on turning. Breathe in and out. Leisurely tying the coat. Breathe in. Breathe in. Come back to the heart. Drop the shoulders. Open and close. Deep breath. Closing. Feel the palms being pulled out as the sternum lifts. Drop the shoulders, elbows, wrist, palm, fingers. Just holding on with the palms. Press one leg into the earth. Press the right leg. Press the right leg into the earth. Pick up the left leg first. Feel the palms helping the leg to rise and sink. Right? And then switching leg, sinking into the hip. Press while you release the shoulders and then release everything. Gathering lightly, allow the body to expand. Use the yawn, the ha. Breathe in while you lift the heels up, pulling the heels up, and then down. Breathe in, and the last one, just let everything go. Learn to let everything go. So before we end, we'll end with the bell meditation. But before we end this class, the other important thing I'm bringing in is that letting go, right? So I've said that that's the first lesson, letting go, but apply it to the joints. So I'll show you this one standing, and if you're comfortable, you can just do this standing. And what it is from the beginning, when we do that gathering, that last part, that breathing in, and then press the knees back to release the tension and relax, and then So learn to go You go You feel the abdomen, right? The diaphragm drops, and you have to let all the joints go. So in the beginning, you might have to kind of throw your body down, right? Physically, consciously. It's if you had a joint here, and the only thing holding that joint was a pin, right? And you pull that pin out, everything would just drop. So you want to feel that thud. You don't want to go down and bounce up. You just want to, you might feel a little vibration. It's like dropping a 25 or 50 pound bag of rice or flour, just boom, right? It just drops. It might vibrate, but it really doesn't bounce like this, right? Just, So the practice is breathe in. So in the beginning, and drop your body a little lower. Right? If you need to use something, right, to safely support, so in the beginning, throw the body down, right? Just let all the joints go. So even in the chair, you only feel that thud. Okay? And then it gets smaller and smaller. So instead of having to drop way down, you just let it go. So when we do the standing form, right? The standing form, breathing in and that's all it is. When we're walking outside, it's even higher. Just learning to let go. And listen for tension. If you have tension, then you have to let go some more. Okay? When you can let go and be high the way you would walk your normal standing, right? That's the application we want to do for every day. Okay, so how do we turn this into fall prevention or fall prevention exercise? It's the letting go, and it's the doing that in a situation where you might be tripping or falling. Okay, so the practice is, first learning how to let go. Release everything. You feel it. Everything relaxes. And listen, right? Don't cheat yourself. If you feel tension, right? Work on that. So everything lets go. Okay. Then you apply it to the falling. So leaning forward. So if I lean forward, there's a point where I have to step. Right? If I don't step, right, that's the fall. So you teach yourself, what does that feel like? Right? What does falling feel like? So it's just a natural part of your training. So when you feel yourself falling, you don't panic. It's like, oh, I know this feeling, right? So it's leaning forward, you can feel your feet shifting, and then step, right? And do left foot, right? Do right foot. So just get used to that. And then you apply the to that. Drop, right? Really relax. So my arms don't come out, right? My arms at the side. Feel that drop, and then relax. And again, if you're tight, right, you have to listen to that and could I have let go more? And then you can do it a little bit more, right, to really create that falling feeling, like oh, you're tipping, you can't recover, right? You went too far. So how far do you step comfortably, right? If I'm really rushing and I'm throwing my legs out, then it's naturally a wide step. If I'm not rushing or I catch myself early, then I can take that small step, right? It's more stable in that we're more relaxed, it's more natural, right? And we catch ourselves early. But you have to practice, right? Small step, longer, right? And okay. And then the other part, you watch my back leg. If I take a big step, I don't want to leave that leg there. Right? In the end, I want a standing. So if I take a big step, put all my weight on the front leg, and because I let go, that back leg can shuffle. So in the standing form, one of the important reasons they chose this Sun style is because there's an emphasis whenever we step to train that follow step, what they call the follow step. That's a shuffle, right? So if we're stepping up, it follows steps. If we're stepping back, it follows steps. So that follow step is a big part of the fall prevention training of your abilities. So again, it starts with just letting go, just right? And then learning how to small step, right? Two sides, and then adding more lean. So when you first do it, right, it's that feeling you're pushing yourself to that feeling of anxiety. Oh, I'm going to fall, right? And we're trying to extinguish or calm down the fight or flight, right? So when that panic, right, you teach yourself where is that feeling where we would normally automatically panic and splayed out like this. But if I'm out like this, all of this is exposed. Everything is exposed to being injured. But if I'm relaxed, right, then I can center myself. If I fall, I want to crumple, right? I want to save my face, I want to save my hip. Right? I might touch the knee down, right? I might touch the hand down, but if I crumple and come straight down, right, then I'm probably not going to fall this way. So you want to minimize the damage to you, minimize the damage as we get older. And I do this every day. I rush every day. Every day I have to remind myself, slow down. Right? So just gently practice, right? Oh, there's that feeling. Right? And you do it enough where that feeling doesn't become anxiety. Right? And if you need to, right? If you need to, you have something safe, right? Clear the area, right? I can do that. Right? And then you can apply it to learning how to safely reach for things, not lunging, right? But just resting your hand. So if there's a wall, right, you practice like, oh, right, this can help me, right? Right there. Right? Just relax, not tight, but just to guide and just give that little bit. And that goes with that just enough to guide, right? That same feeling, that light feeling. Okay. Right, so I want to leave that with you. I want to make sure that everybody sees that lesson and do it safely, do it gently. Yeah. Oh, Grace, did you have a comment? You have to open your microphone. You have to open your microphone, your sound.
But Randy, I understand the hop and the falls, but when you fall, I don't think it's so fast. I don't have time to say, when I fall.
Yeah.
Oh, how do I get to that point?
Yeah. So what you described is the normal natural reaction, and that's the fight or flight, right? So to help extinguish that and to change that reaction, that's what this is all about, right? So you're actually practicing falling, right? So that falling doesn't become an anxiety, right? You start to recognize, right? When we're children, we forget this, and I used to say we got to come back to being babies, right? The babies, the young kids, they don't care, right? They get that feeling, um, that excitement, fear. It's fun for them. You toss them in the air, they scream, but again, and they get used to it and they have fun with it, right? It's not a fear, but as we get older, right, it turns into this fear, and that's the tense. But even with the babies, you can see there's a natural tense, but then they let go and they laugh, right? It's not a big thing because they don't have that they don't have that bad experience associated until it happens, right? Until that big trauma. So you start off small, right? Until you just kind of reach that edge where you can feel like, oh, that anxiety, right? And then you have to kind of back up a little bit until you get used to it, and then you can let go. If you cannot let go, then you just come back to here, right? Take a small step, not even leaning. Yeah, so not even leaning, just so we can.
So in other words, just keep practicing.
Yeah, just keep practicing, exactly. Yeah, so because that's what will change it, right? So first is here, then just a regular step, right? And then it can be bigger, right? That becomes natural in 2 feet. And then when you get comfortable stepping, then you add the lean, right? And you add the lean and you listen to what does that do to your body, right? So as soon as you feel that anxiety, that's the limit, right? Don't go past that, right? You're just right on that edge, like, okay, here, right? Here. Then when it gets comfortable, then you can have a bigger lean and the trust.
Okay, I'll keep practicing. Thanks, Randy.
But yeah, make it safe. Please make it safe. 'Cause, that's my only fears when I do this remotely, right? I'm not there to help guide you and make sure. So you have to make sure environment is safe. Start off small. Take your time. If it's too much, just stop. Right? Just stop. Keep it safe. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you for asking. All right. So we'll end the first session with our bell. So come up and smile. So practicing the heart qigong and the sun qigong and the smiling, right, does a lot. So even while you practice that type of exercise, right, practice that calmness, that smile, and then start. And then if it gets too much, right, stop, do the qigong, and to polish everything, remind yourself, let go, breathe and let go. Just remember when you meditate, any distractions, acknowledge it, and then bring yourself back to your meditation. Okay, slowly open your eyes, rub your hands together, move your legs around. Yeah, everything comes down to awareness, whether it's self-defense, preventing, or just doing these little things, right? It's all awareness. So relaxing takes a lot of awareness. Right? What is your body doing? Are you tensing? You know, a lot of times we don't realize where the tension is in our body. Yeah? We don't realize we're tensing because that's natural. You know, we could be tensing for 80 years. That's natural. And if you relax a little bit, you feel like you're totally relaxed. So it can all be relative. Yeah. Okay, make sure you pull those muscles away from your neck. Oh, I can hear my neck cracking. Oh, it's so tight, probably from yesterday. Wow, sounds like I'm cracking walnuts in my neck as I go back and forth. I'm going to need a little bit more time on my own to get that loosened up. Okay, loose slapping. Yeah? Relax the wrist, kind of cup the hand a little. And even how much force you use. Start off light. And if you do this often enough, you can actually get heavier and heavier as your body builds up. And so this slapping, you'll see them do in the mornings, before and after practice. So one, of course, it's to wake up the chi, and help with the circulation, remove blockage. But you can also use it for conditioning. As we get older, we're not that physical. So the body relaxes a little bit. So then as we start bumping into things, we get instant bruises. And we think like, wow, never used to bruise like that, right? In our younger days. And we just assume that, oh, younger days I was tougher, I'm old now. But it's not because you're old, it's because we're just not as physical, right? The body just does not have bumps and contacts. If you're in the working environment, right, every day, right, you're people, objects, you're moving around, you're bumping people, you're bumping walls, you're picking up things, so you're keeping our body conditioned. But then we stop. And then the body says, oh, I don't need that kind of protection anymore, right? It's not there. So it starts losing that ability. So this slapping, loose slapping, and it can get firmer and firmer and firmer. And that helps to keep that ability up to resist the bruising and the damage. The chi will jump to that. So what they say energetically, when you get hit, the chi runs away from that area. So you have to feed it back in, right? And smooth it back out, right? So that same thing I talked in the beginning, you can flow the chi down. You can use the sun qigong, and you can flow from the heart down and feed it back in. Yeah. And you can try that, right? If you gently, gently, when you get a hit, right? Scan that area. What does that area feel like? Right where I hit myself, right? It feels different. It tends to feel a little colder. If I hit myself too hard and actually bruise, I might feel needles coming up, but then I can flush it out and just imagine I'm throwing chi back in, right? And then scan it again. Yeah. So if you're taking care of people and they get hit and you see bruise, you take that time. That's an opportunity to scan and see if you can feel the sensation. Yeah. A lot of times you can get sensitive enough that people get injured and you can scan them and they'll say, oh, it's okay. And you scan and you can feel like, oh no, it's still, right? It still needs some healing over there. And you can pretty much pinpoint it. You just say, is it right there? And they'll usually go, yeah. And there. All right, last one, let's gather. Nice deep breath and and then breathe in and now you're ready. Now you let go of everything. All right, thank you everybody. All right, if you want to stay for the second half, right? Anybody wants to stay, I'll just wait and see if anybody wants to do more for the second half. Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Val. Bye.